What's going on, Sportscaster.com? GioMoShow here at Corteva Coliseum after a very late night. 2 semifinal games, one wrapping up. Detroit Mercy defeating the reigning champion Robert Morris Colonials 70-64. And I'm joined here by part of the Detroit Mercy broadcast team, Dan Hasty. Dan, you've been very familiar with this team. What did you see out there tonight that you've been seeing throughout this season for those who aren't familiar with the Titans this year?
First of all, thanks for having me. Thanks for staying up this late. But, you know, in terms of what they have done all season, they've just played tough. You know, it's hard to go this far in a postseason without being a tough-minded team. And I think about the head coach for Detroit Mercy, it's Mark Montgomery. And where did he come from? Tom Izzo, Michigan State. They do their best work this time of year. So now you find kind of the blueprint for what was happening there, and they've been able to carry it over here. But I think just toughness, I think making big baskets late. This feels like the first year in maybe a decade that they've actually won close games. It feels like in the past they either won by 20 or lost by 30, and there was no in between whatsoever. So now they're actually learning. They've learned how to win, and as you know, that's an art form.
It definitely is. And something that I saw as far as that toughness was concerned, Robert Morris's front court between player of the year Deshaun Good and all defensive team member Yitagunas, like they were rolling early, but I could tell that front court from Detroit Mercy, they toughened up and they figured that out too. Was that part of what you saw?
Well, you know, one of the things that's made this team so competitive is the fact that in today's college game, and really in just basketball in general, there are 2 levels in which teams score: shooting the 3 or driving the hoop. There's really no in between, and that's where you get the concept of spacing from. But this team's a little different because not only do they have 3-point shooters, not only do they have bigs, but they also have that lost art of about 16 to 18 feet to hit jumpers. Orlando Lovejoy is probably one of the best, if not the best in the Horizon League at doing that. So what that allows them to do is that allows them to beat different teams in different ways every single night. Sometimes teams have one path to victory. Somebody has to play exceptionally well, something has to go right for player X, but not this team. You really don't know. It really feels like a hot hand situation, and it doesn't feel contrite. It feels like that's what they've been able to do, and that's how they've been able to just find all these different various ways to win.
And I want to give you just a stage just to talk about Orlando Lovejoy. He was phenomenal tonight. Closed out the game with the free throw shooting that we've been used to seeing from him near top of the league in that percentage. Just talk about Orlando Lovejoy, his performance tonight, and what he's meant to this team.
Well, also big ups to Ryan Calambay too, who hit 2 big free throws at the very end. 5 seconds left. He was shot less than 50% from the free throw line last year. So to see him get those shots in that moment was pretty big. But back to your point about Orlando. He is the heart and soul of what this team has decided to make itself into. There are a few times where players actually represent exactly what a team is trying to accomplish, and they wanted to do this with Detroit-based, Michigan-based players. They wanted to do it with toughness and a mentality that defines both ends of the court. And you find a guy in Orlando who is as tough as it gets, who's played through a countless number of injuries. And oh yeah, he's literally got the 313 tattoo right on his arm. So he embodies what they were trying to do when they won a single game 2 years ago and wanted to set out to change it. And nobody's changed it more than Orlando.
Well, Dan Hasty, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a very late night here, but we got more action coming up for tomorrow right here at Corteva Coliseum. The Horizon League Championship between the #1 seed Wright State Raiders and the #3 seed Detroit Mercy Titans. We'll be with you soon.